And we're live. Welcome back, everybody. It is a certain point of view on a Sunday evening as the full crew is ready. We are here and we have so much Schmoedown to talk about tonight, as well as a special guest, Miss Jeannine the Machine herself will be joining us here any minute. Super excited to talk to her about her crazy year that has been the first 2 months of the Schmoedown. So much has been happening. But yes, we have 2 matches to talk about. We have free for all to discuss. We're going to be reacting to the final scene from Friday night's show. Quite a bit to get to. But before we get to that, Jill, Sunday, how you doing? Hanging in there?
Hanging in there is hanging in there. Hanging in there. Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
That's quick answer.
Hanging in there.
How you feeling after happy hour?
I'm fine after happy hour. After happy hour, I'm fine. This morning I was just like, I wasn't hungover, but like I just like felt cruddy. But happy hour didn't.
Still hungover?
No, I wasn't. I didn't even like get drunk last night. Like I was totally fine. Like I don't get drunk off of Coors Lights. I'm sorry. Like I didn't. That's not.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't happen.
Fair enough.
But yeah, but doing good, hanging, ready to party.
That's better than your initial answer, so I'm all for it.
Yeah, there we go. We'll take it.
we got her to say ready to party. So.
Yes,
party.
exactly.
Let's go.
Brian, how about you?
I'm chilling. It was a gorgeous day. So of course I stayed inside and played video games the whole entire day. Beat Lego Star Wars.
Oh,
Have you
nice.
beaten?
You're done?
Not done. I mean, I beat the story mode.
So
Where are you guys at?
Did all the episodes?
Yeah, I did one.
Damn.
Started at 1 and then went through 9.
We haven't done episode 9 yet, so we're
Okay.
1 episode away.
I just got to Naboo for the first time. That's how far I am.
Yeah.
Where,
And
I'm
I-
curious. Where did you start with episode 4 or 1?
I started with 1, and I just got to Naboo.
Okay. So you literally turned on the game.
That's
Yeah.
fine though. Like
Yeah.
this is a game that you kind of want to take your time with. If
And
you
that's what I
can.
do. I like run around, I break things, I get all the little bits. Like I try and find the big little Lego bricks everywhere. So like I'm not just like story, proceed, go fast. I'm like run around doing all the little exploring. So that's why it's taking me a bit, Brian. God.
I'm not judging you.
That's like what Alex likes to do, but or Molly likes to do, but Alex is like, no, we gotta. do these. Yeah.
That's kind of like a both of us thing. One of us is like, we got to get through this story for this particular stream, and the other one is always
that's
like,
fair.
I want to explore, and it's always just opposite.
Break all the
See,
things.
he doesn't care anymore because he got his set of characters. You
Right?
Just
I'm
happens
sitting
to be
here-
at the very end.
I'm sitting here waiting to get to episode 9 so I can get Dark Ray, and then yes,
She's pretty
So
fun
many
to
options.
use.
oh, I'm
She is
so
pretty fun to
excited.
use. And
We're
she
gonna
talks
keep streaming
a lot
after.
too.
Does she?
hmm She like has those like
Well,
when
don't
they're
spoil
just
too
like
much. Don't spoil too much.
I'm not gonna say any of it, but you know how like when they just walk around, they just start talking. She does that a lot.
Yes.
And it's pretty funny what she says too.
I'm so excited. Yeah, we're
Yeah.
gonna keep streaming free play after we finish the story stuff.
Well, besides Lego Star Wars, Molly, how was your weekend?
My weekend was fun. The weather has been amazing in Georgia, and so today we went to the Inman Park Festival in Atlanta, which was really fun. It's kind of like Coachella, but for like adults who like either have kids or have places to be at 9:00 at night, and it was fun.
Love it.
I bought
And
a
you
bunch
did
of
literally
Star
get
Wars
home
art.
at 9:00.
I did literally. I just walked into my house 15 minutes ago,
Yes.
but I did get a bunch of Star Wars art. This is
Can't
a
wait to
bad.
see.
Uh,
Look at all the
Ooh,
growth.
Oh my
But-
god.
oh, we
that
got
is so
shirts, we
cute.
got art prints, we got wooden magnets. Oh,
What does that green thing on the bottom say?
AT aliens.
Oh my god, that's funny. That's
That's
cute.
it.
Oh
It's
my
the
God.
same guy that Alex already has a shirt from him, but we found him again at another festival, which is just crazy. But anyways,
Love
God, the
It's been
amount of
fun.
money we're gonna spend on stuff like that in a month.
celebration. Yep.
A month tomorrow. is when we officially get there.
Oh,
For
God.
Brian,
I need to.
anyway.
I need to go in hiding for a month up until then. I can't spend any money. I can't do anything.
Yeah, I'm spending so much money
Facts.
for so much crap right now. I hate it.
All right. Well, hello to everybody in the chat. We see you all. I did want to shout out real quick to one Leo Logan. It was his birthday a few days ago. So
Happy birthday,
Happy
Leo!
birthday. Still
birthday,
hasn't missed
Leo.
a question.
Yeah,
Happy birthday.
he's never missed a Schmoedown question in a reaction ever. But yeah, hello to everyone else. I see a couple people mentioning that I'm not wearing a hat. I'm not wearing a hat today, so it is what it is.
Crazy.
Yeah, I got to get my forehead tan at some point. You know, it's white, so it's white. I got a wedding in 3 months.
I was gonna say he can't wear a hat at the wedding. He's got to get.
I don't want that shining in anybody's eyes and them going blind during the wedding. You know, I gotta get it tan. So.
That's what bronzer's for. You just a little.
I don't know. I don't know if that'd work on me. I don't know, but we have a lot of things to talk about. But before we do that, let's just get the show rolling. We have someone who is just loved throughout the Schmoedown community. And she was done dirty at the very beginning of the season, but then she found maybe her best home yet in the Schmoedown. That is the dungeon's very own Jeannine the Machine. Welcome.
Hello. Thanks for having me back.
Of course.
I love hearing the dungeons.
Dungeon.
Yeah.
It sounds so good, right?
Yeah, it just sounds right.
It sounds right.
That's a great way to start. I mean, you had a very crazy first 2 months of this season with the stars, and then the transition into Kaiser and Smets coming into your corner. What has it been like now that you're officially a dungeon head? How's it been so far?
It's been great. Kaiser is, always coming up with some fun kind of study ideas and motivation. It's just where I was meant to be. Kevin is great. He's one of my best friends. So of course, being on a faction with him, getting to walk out with him, getting him walking out with me is just such a special thing. So, Dungeon was always my number one. Kaiser always kind of threw these promises at me over the years, like, we're going to try to get you. We're going to try to get you. And it never happened. So, I've always given him a lot of shit about that. But I'm finally where I always wanted to be. So it's perfect. It's perfect.
Yay.
That's awesome. That is awesome. I mean, it clearly shows. I don't know about for anybody else, but that cutscene where they came in, it was just so perfect. It was just so perfect. All right, before we get to some questions, we did have a Streamlabs come through from one Christy V. And I had to make sure I read this while Janine was here. And it says, Janine, I'm so happy to see you shine in teams. The system will be playing for the belts this season. You're amazing.
Oh,
there you go.
Thank you, Christy.
Thank you for that, Christy. Appreciate. But yeah, Jill, kick us off. Got a question for Janine? Anything going on?
Yeah, I mean, how does it feel to? I mean, you're like Jake has said, your season's just been already a roller coaster in the span of 2 months that the season has been kicked off. But how do you feel being on a team with the database, this new rookie? So you're kind of taking him under your wing right now. What are your thoughts on your new team partner?
I'm excited. I've had a rough go with teams. Kind of having a little bit of success and like a really impressive teammate right off the bats, and then that kind of falling apart. And then I thought maybe potential things could happen with Jeff, and then that falling apart. So I've had like some big opportunities that just didn't work out, and teams is always something I've wanted to focus on. I've been doing singles for so long, it was just something fresh that I wanted to tackle. So kind of doing that with a fresh new partner, I think was the only way to go for me. After kind of having these like big marquee teammates. So the database, he's great. He's he has full of information. So he's great to study with. He makes me a better player. I can impart some knowledge on him, and he's always like open to suggestions and getting advice. And Kaiser's kind of taking him under his wing as well. And he just is a great fit for the dungeon. He's a great fit. I think we're a great fit together. We work really well together. We communicate really well. He, as a fan, like starting as a fan, he knows this game inside and out. So he knows more about kind of behind the scenes stuff because he watches everything about everybody. So he can impart knowledge in all these aspects that I don't even think about. So he's definitely a good partner to have.
I mean, just seeing you two, like, because this is the first time you've been a team together, but seeing you work together, it felt like you've been, like, together at this for a while. So just the chemistry you guys had right off the bat was really cool to see. And I mean, as we saw at the outcome of this match, y'all killed it. So I think I do, and I agree. I do think you getting this, like, a rookie as your team partner is really gonna make you shine. And I think I'm very much looking forward to seeing you two climb your way to a team's belt, because I can see it. You're gonna make waves. I can already see it. So I'm very intrigued to see where you guys go from here.
Definitely the plan.
I was gonna say it's very rare that you find someone who comes into this league for the very first time, and obviously we know that he's been watching for a very long time, but you guys just take Frank Capra as your second round like slice, and then you just absolutely murder the slice, and then we're like, okay, this is
after they got Star Wars.
It's like
Star Wars player.
I have thoughts about that.
Yeah,
well,
I kind of knew that was coming.
But I mean, look, it's in everyone has seen the database in the chat, and I'm not going to reveal too much if you don't know who he is, but it's clear. Yeah, it's very clear that everything is going according to plan. And like Kaiser said, with the machine, you need a database. So it just works.
Yeah.
It just works. So.
System all the way. Yeah.
Love it.
Mr. Brian?
So we saw at the end stat that you guys damn near played a flawless game. Walking off, did it just make you just like be like, oh, suck it, Roxy? Like,
I mean, a little that. I was just more excited for the database. I mean, this was his first match. You know, he started as this fan who loves this show and loves this game. And so, you know, I let him spin the wheel and have his kind of first time doing that. And I was just so excited for him because, you know, he was a little, you know, nervous. He was a little, you know, not sure. But, you know, he killed it. And I was just more excited for him above anything else. So
you could see the first time jitters like come through and his excitement. Like he just like literally a kid in a candy store. He's just like up and down and moving so fast. And
you know, he was nervous, but he was excited. So
yeah.
Molly, well, besides your Star Wars takes, you got anything for Janine?
I mean, really all I can think of right now is my Star Wars takes, but I was just really excited to see Rachel back on the desk, and I know a lot of people look up to Rachel in this game, but a lot of people also look up to you, Janine. So what was it like having Rachel on the desk and being called by her on the desk, and what would you say to people who are looking to get into the Schmoedown, who are kind of like, oh, I don't know?
It was great having Rachel back. She is a staple of the game. She helped me a lot when I was with the usual suspects. She was kind of the behind the scenes point person, you know, when Sam was busy or, you know, anything like that. So she is always a huge inspiration to me in this game, what she's done for ladies kind of coming through the door and just all the personal help she's, you know, kind of put forward on me. And just, I mean, you just got to try to have fun. Put in an audition tape, like take a shot. If you think you can do this, you know, put your money where your mouth is. Well, like a lot of fans out there talk a lot of smack about how, oh, I could have gotten that. That's so dumb. You know, so put your money where your mouth is, put in an audition tape and see what you can do. I mean, being good at trivia is half of the game. The rest of it is like being entertaining and making people want to watch you and having fun. So if you can't do that side of it, then maybe, you know,
we saw Gold Leader play his character too well during.
I do want to ask. I do want to ask. You know, in all of your experience in this league, what was it like walking out to play a team that was Barbarian teamed with Gold Leader?
I had no idea what to expect. Like, I'm like, Star Wars is probably going to be on the wheel. I don't know what Gold Leader knows. I'm pretty sure it's not very much, but I'm not going to. I'm not going to put that in my head. I'm not going to just outright think he doesn't know anything. So it's always good to be prepared. So yeah, I had no idea what to think. This was just kind of the oddest pairing to think of. And as soon as I saw Star Wars on the wheel, I was like, okay, yeah, he probably doesn't know very much. But he actually did really well. I was really excited.
Yeah.
He did pretty solid.
Yeah, I mean, he does a film podcast. I think I should know if he does it.
About Star Wars?
for
I don't
sure.
pay
No,
attention
no,
to
no,
him.
no. About just like regular
About
movies.
film in general.
So
Yeah,
I think
he played really well. I was
He
excited for
did.
him. But like I just had no idea what to expect with that team.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone did.
The single and
They picked Wild on the first slice. That's
Well,
how
and I
you
was-
know.
They were so
I mean-
excited.
Yeah.
I had been asking myself, okay, is a team actually gonna take the wild
I
slice
told you they would.
when they spin it first? And I had been
They
waiting,
did.
and of course it lands with these two hooligans, Barbarian
Yeah.
and Gold Leader, right? They're the ones to do it. Obviously
get
ended
that,
up working
yeah.
in their favor. Obviously gonna take Star Wars, but the best moment was in that Star Wars round when Gold Leader uses a repeat, trying to
I
fall.
Lost
Because he
my
was trying
mind.
to be, kind of.
He was, and
cocky,
then Barbarian
got
goes, no,
excited.
no, like it was. Oh my god, it was so good.
They both knew it, but
They did. You should have seen our faces because we were like literally on the other side of the wall, like listening to this, and we hear him go, repeat the question, and all of us look at each other,
Wait,
and
what?
we're like,
both of us
what?
were there for like, what?
so
"What is happening?"
Alex and I were texting with him on the way home today while we were watching this match, and specifically about this moment. And he was like, yeah, I had to repeat the question because Barbarian was whispering literal nonsense into my ear the whole time. And
Oh, no.
he was like, I couldn't concentrate, and he had to have it repeated. And I was like, what?
Oh no.
Well,
I mean-
that kind of makes sense because on the final question, we could hear them on their mics when Barbarian's like, "Can I answer this one? Can I answer this one?"
Yeah.
And then Gold Leader ends up answering it. So they're clearly like the conversation, and it's probably different for Star Wars players because they don't ever do this. Like it's not teams; they're just in their own
it's
head.
a whole new learning curve.
Yeah, but it was an absolute, and I could imagine that it was a total blast to play them, especially getting a
Yes,
victory,
it was a lot
obviously.
of fun.
But like what a cool fun match to have a brand new player like the database come in and then pair Barbarian and Gold Leader together.
Yeah.
It's just like what a
Lot of
weird
gold.
but also very fun match.
Yeah.
A lot of gold,
Yeah,
yeah.
because there's no tape on Gold Leader in terms of just regular trivia or in the teams aspect. So we were literally like, how do we study for this? Like I have no idea what he knows. It's
And
like
you're not going to go through Star Wars, that's for damn
No.
sure.
Yeah, exactly.
No way.
Although I wonder what the database is.
I was gonna
knowledge
ask
on
that
Star
too.
Wars
Yeah,
movies.
how's your teammate fare in
mean,
Star Wars trivia?
Don't spell secrets.
He is kind of a super nerd, so he might have some Star Wars knowledge in there.
Oh.
Interesting.
I just
mean,
imagine like if he had a logo, it'd be like Arnim Zola from Winter Soldier.
Oh my God, you
literally
just
the
gave-
face on the screen.
you just
and
gave Brian
tons
Ward a
of-
great idea. There you
Yes.
go.
Mm,
You're
Like, I
welcome.
saw Brian in the chat, so things happen.
I love it.
So, yeah.
Jill, you got anything else for Janine?
Yeah, so we already know your thoughts about Roxy. What are your thoughts on the manager you had to play against in this match, Mr. One Tom Dagnino? Need to know.
I mean, does one even think about Tom Dagnino?
Fair.
So much. There's not much there besides nonsense. So, I mean, I wasn't too worried about him. Our manager is a great voice box to
Yes.
kind of, expel any nonsense. So I wasn't too worried about him with Kaiser kind of there. To just shut him
Jesus
up at every
Christ.
turn.
Oh
Stop
my
it,
God,
Sean.
that scared me. Jesus.
Oh my gosh, what was that?
That was Sean blowing his train whistle.
tell him
Oh
he's
my
not allowed to
gosh.
do that unless he has actual rumors to.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Sean.
Yeah.
The rumor train is not allowed here unless they
Yeah,
have actual
no more
rumors.
rumor train unless there are actual rumors to be rumored. God.
I heard a
I-
little. Wasn't that?
It's like a
Scared
little-
everybody.
Oh, hi, Janine.
Hi, Sean.
Look, now the chat's blowing up, Sean.
Yeah,
Look what
Sean,
you
now
did.
the chat is like,
Look
"Where's
what
the
you
rumors?"
did.
They're like, what? What's going on?
Oh my god.
I don't know. Someone give me some goddamn rumors.
Go on Reddit. There's
About it,
plenty of
bro.
rumors
Tell me.
there.
Go on Reddit. Okay, bye. I love you. Don't do that again. You're giving me a heart attack. Thank you. Sorry, Janine. God,
Okay.
rude.
Always
So I
going
got
to
a
the
question.
Sunday Express.
Right.
Oh yeah, he makes his presence known.
Oh, always, always.
So, question: this is the first time that I'm aware of where you are like the true veteran leading the brand spanking new person. How does that feel? Because, like, I mean, you've kind of just like been under Ethan and stuff like that. Now it's like you're the leader of the team and you're the one showing the way.
Showing him a whole new world.
Yes.
I do. It feels good because I do consider myself at this point a true vet. Like I haven't done any flashy things like other vets, but I've been at this a long time, so I know how things go. I know how to study for this game. I know like what to kind of expect from certain people. So I like that he trusts in me, that he is able to kind of, I think that's why, I'm going to say we put Capra on the wheel. Like he trusted me with that, kind of took my lead. And I think it works really well that I can kind of just keep him focused when he gets a little kind of nervous energy. I can, remind him, we're supposed to be having fun, just relax. You're doing great. And he really kind of takes in things I say, and he's really able to kind of focus up. And I think that's what helps us work really well together, because I know this game really well. He knows it from another aspect, and kind of when that comes together, we're really able to kind of focus up and get it done. So I think that's working out pretty well so far.
Get it done, you did.
I can't get it done.
I mean, look, it's pretty crazy, and we've seen a lot of good rookies come in this league, but the dude went perfect.
Yeah,
He missed his bonus.
He missed his
He
bonus.
missed just
It's an
his
extra
bonus.
question.
yeah,
Wow.
Like it's pretty crazy that.
yeah. No, I'm
that's-
really
yeah.
proud of him. So
I love it.
I can't wait to see where you two go. I mean,
too.
it leaves super exciting possibilities. But as much as teams is part of a future, what's the deal with singles? Are you ready to get back in the ring now? Like, are you?
I mean, that was a tough loss, but I don't think I played badly. It was just kind of a lot coming out the gate, and there's a lot of expectations on me, so that's kind of always something in the back of my head. Comeback player of the year, what to expect from her this season. So it's just kind of a process of me not focusing on those things, and I feel ready to kind of get back in there. So it's just kind of up to how things shake out. But singles is not off the board. I do kind of want to focus more on teams, but singles is definitely not off the board. So when that perfect match just kind of shows itself, I think, that's when it's going to happen.
Yes.
We haven't talked to you in a while. How does that comeback player of the year feel? Like, I mean,
Yeah.
you definitely earned it.
I mean, you had all of our
last year.
votes. It was an
Oh
easy
yeah,
decision.
we were
It was
just
easy.
Janine.
Yeah.
Pretty unanimous.
Yeah.
It feels great. Like, it was my first Schmoedown award ever. I worked really hard last season. I think I had, I still think I was at the point 4 years into this game of people kind of doubting me and always having something to say about me, or thinking I'm just kind of a fluke and a flash in the pan. So it was nice to kind of, prove people wrong and show them what I could do, and have that moment that I had kind of been working so hard towards. Like, it took me a while to kind of find my stride, and I feel like I finally hit it last season. So it felt really good.
Absolutely.
Crushed
Yeah.
it.
I mean,
Crushed
it's something to say when you don't come out victorious, but everyone still feels like you won.
Yeah.
So I like it. Those losses were not hard. Like, I've had, the one loss that really, broke my heart was Marisol, because that was like my first ever perfect round one, my first perfect game up to that 5. So that was, heart crushing. But every kind of loss that happened after that, I felt good because I knew I played my best. I was proud of myself. And, from that kind of point on, I've been able to kind of see a loss and just be like, what happens? I played the best I can play. I'm having fun now. And, I was able to kind of show what I can do. So I know what I'm capable of. So whatever anyone else has to say about it, I don't care.
Yeah.
Love to hear it.
There you go.
Shove
Love to
them.
hear
Just go away.
Yeah.
Don't want to hear it.
Exactly.
All right, crew. Any final questions for Janine before we ask her POV question?
I'll ask another one.
Okay.
Is there, so you and Mr. the Database have that's what I'm going to call him.
Mr. D.
Mr. the Database
Mr. T.
have a win under your belt. Are there any other teams that you might have your eye on, or are you guys right now just like, whoever wants us, bring it, we'll take it?
Well, I mean, I would love to take on Ethan again in the team sphere. With my former faction mate,
There you
Nick
go.
Harley.
You both have
just
a win
really,
right now.
really get that win, on Roxy. So that's kind of where my eye is. So
Ooh.
I mean, the way you two played versus how they played, I think they need to be the ones booking an appointment with you guys.
Well, I was,
Ooh.
I was just gonna say, I know that you tried to team with Ethan earlier this year, but I would say you came out with a better team.
Yeah, the way it
I
looks.
definitely think I did for sure. 100%.
You came out with a partner, not a secretary. Just saying.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Ooh,
Wow.
throwing
Just
shade.
saying.
Wow.
I'll say I like it.
Just saying.
Wow.
I mean, it makes sense. Look, the appointment, the system, both win on the same night. It just does. It kind of fits the bill. So,
Yeah. I think so.
Harloff, you better book it. We want to see it.
We want to see it.
See it, Harloff.
Bring
Yes.
it.
I just see it like one of those where they don't play each other and then it comes down to the very end. I could just see it. It's like
Mhm.
it's
It's
on
a collision,
that path.
collision course all season long.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yes.
It just looks like it.
Love
All
it.
right.
They're gonna tease it all season long.
Yeah.
There's going to be a cutscene every single Friday Night Titans for the next like, 3 months.
Yeah.
All right. Well, to finish off the interview, we always ask our guest the POV question, which is a food-related question here on the channel. And I don't know if we've asked it to you in the past.
I think we have, but
Okay.
it's-
Well,
people's
It's a
new
taste
year,
buds
things
change.
yeah.
New
Things change.
year, new food.
Just
you
like the
know.
Schmoedown's refreshing on questions, we're going to refresh on the POV questions. So
Okay.
we are all big movie fans here. What is your go-to movie snack and your favorite candy?
Ooh. Well, my favorite movie snack, Sour Patch Kids.
Mm.
And I've actually put them on popcorn before. It's kind of weird, but it's not bad. It's not
Wow.
bad.
Okay.
Salty and sour. Interesting.
Yeah.
Yes.
Ooh.
And I am obsessed with sour worms. Like I could
Yes.
eat a whole bag in one sitting. Like I'm obsessed right now with sour gummy worms.
All right.
I don't mind a good sour octopus
So
either. Those ones are
Yes,
good.
Right?
Those
So
are good.
good.
I mean, sour candy in general is pretty good.
Yeah,
Yes,
any
that's my
animal.
jam. That's my jam.
Fine.
Yeah.
Any sour animal.
Any
is
animal?
great.
Yeah.
Any animal or a kid, I guess. I don't know. This is weird.
Or a child.
You just bite the heads off. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great. That's great. Well, Janine, it's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much for stopping by, hanging out with
Thank
us.
you.
Congratulations on everything that's happened so far this year, landing in your
Mhm.
home, getting a win with your new teammate. And we can't wait to see what 2022 brings for you.
Thank you guys so much. Thank you for having me.
Of course.
Of course. Have a good night. Thank you.
Thanks, Janine.
Bye.
Bye.
All right. Always a joy to have her on.
Always
Yeah,
a
check
joy.
out her after show too.
Mhm.
Machine Mondays.
It's always been it's been a while since we've had her on, so it's the
Yes,
perfect
been a
time
while.
to get her back after the whole switcheroo with the dungeon and the new team and all that stuff. So I love this. I got to bring this up real quick from Rachel. POV reboot, love
Mhm.
it. Thank you, Rachel. Just quickly on
Molly,
that
what
match.
you drinking?
Oh, never mind. Go ahead.
Oh, it's water, but it's got like one of those electrolyte mixes in it.
It's actually water.
Get sassy.
Actually hydrating.
Real quick on that match before we get to the main event match. I just have a quick question about the exclusives. Do we think they're staying together?
No. I would like them to, but that phone call that Finstock
Yeah.
had, that change needs to happen. I don't think they're gonna stay a team. I would like them to stay a team. I think they're a treat. I think the more we see Gold Leader, the better, because he's freaking hilarious. Like,
He is pretty funny.
I
oh
can
my
only take
god,
so much of him. You know?
it was, oh my god, he was so
Same, honestly, same.
listen, you guys. As y'all know, I was obviously at that match. That match with both teams was so freaking fun. And I love Barbarian and Gold Leader as a team. I'd like them to continue, but they're not. Like,
They're a very shiny team.
they're very a little too shiny. A little too shiny.
I want to know
for
where
my-
Barbarian found a jacket to fit him. That he is a large man, and those jackets are very tight. It seems.
I mean, they're wonderful jackets. They do need to be dry cleaned because they're so fancy. But but yeah, based on what Finstock was saying to Barbarian, I don't think they're going to be a team anymore. But I could be completely reading that
Totally.
that post, and they could come on in 2 weeks for all I don't know. But
I love the idea of Gold Leader being on a team.
a team.
Answering not, I mean, he got away with spinning Star Wars in this match, which I don't even want to get into the chances of that happening.
I'm very curious to see what would have happened if he didn't.
Look like ballet
guys.
Yeah.
Delvin, that's great. That's great, Delvin.
But no, I just love seeing people who, like, this is their one specialty, but they're also like putting their toes into other waters. Like, make
Star Wars people get out of Star Wars.
Yeah, come
well,
on.
and we did see a lot of that back in the old days of Schmoedown before
exactly
faction and the draft and all that stuff. We saw a lot of that. Like, I know a lot of people use it as an example, but Mike always getting the inner geekdom slices in teams. Like, it can happen. It can be an advantage. And I will give Finstock some credit in what he said.
Never give Finstock credit.
Well, okay, maybe not credit, but they're not technically the A team. They have Khan and Nooms.
Yeah.
So, like, if he wants to pair someone with Barbarian for a match to get Barbarian more matches, and it's Gold Leader one day and it's someone else the next, like, it might work out that way. So
might as well, try a couple different scenarios.
I mean, why not at this point? They don't have a team playing right now. We clearly know that. Plus, I mean, we love the Star Wars players, obviously, and there are very, very capable Star Wars players to play in teams.
Yeah,
100%. We've seen Hoey before in our reaction.
Hoey came in and wrecked. Alex is in Inner Geekdom. I'm trying to think. I'm just drew a flat blank. Adam Witt has done others.
I mean, Eric Whiteley does a reaction channel, for God's sakes.
Yeah.
So, I mean, why not? It's not as detrimental this year where it was last year. Like, the last 2 years, you can't take that risk of like, hey, let's put Gold Leader on a team. That could have made or break your season, like, by one match. This year, I mean, why not?
Who's the Exchange's fifth?
They don't have a fifth.
They don't have a fifth.
They have 4 right now.
So that could also be, we need change. Is they're gonna grab a fifth and put it with
pair with Gold Leader, maybe grab someone who's a little bit bigger of a name in singles. That way they have 2 powerhouse teams.
Yeah.
Because they have the Star Wars down. They don't really. I mean, I know Barbarians played it, but they don't have like an elite IG player. And if Barbarian's going to play singles and teams, IG is going to take a little bit of a back seat, you know. So
stupid why they got rid of moves.
Yeah, I mean, maybe Marcos comes back, but I'm not sure.
I feel like he would be another one that could step into a team.
Probably.
Oh, 100%.
We heard before the season last year that he was kind of a four division player.
Molly,
Leo,
and Alex
points it out.
Do a team.
Do what?
You and Alex
be a team.
Sure.
I would love to know the name of you two's team.
I could think of a couple of good ones.
Leo points it out here. Exchange is 2-0 so far this season. Both losses came from the hands of Barbarian and then Barbarian's team. Wonder if they change up their strategy. Yeah, I think that's what that cutscene was all about. That they're changing.
Barbarian's first
So-
match was.
Against
Sam.
Sam.
Oh, I
Oh,
mean,
yeah.
And he almost won. He did almost win. So
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
Sam was a powerhouse, obviously, but he had a
Sam
chance.
I missed a question.
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, they
Do you think
literally
they
have.
Do you think they put Barbarian on the back burner after this? Because he's played a lot
No.
just early
I don't
on.
know. I mean, it depends. I would assume it depends on what Nooms is doing. Unless Mr. the King is gonna hop into singles.
Honestly, Barbarian kind of took a backseat last year.
Yeah.
I think in the new version of Schmoedown, whether he wins or loses, you put him out there as much as you possibly can.
It's
Yeah.
whoever's available, I feel like.
Yeah, I feel like Barbarian's one of those guys that you give as many opportunities as you can, whether it's wins or loses, because he's always going to fight no matter
Yeah.
what.
Yeah.
I mean, the way he's playing, like, you should keep putting him out there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's playing
100%.
really freaking well. Yeah.
100%. All right, so before we get to the final cutscene reaction, I did want to bring up one quick thing because we were talking about Star Wars. There was the announcement that Star Wars is officially coming back, but it's Patreon exclusive, except for title matches. The first match will be, of course, dropping on May 4th, and then they'll be going every other week. It'll be Patreon exclusive to the $12 tier, I believe, which they've shifted a bunch of tier stuff around on the Schmoedown Patreon. And then title matches will air on Friday Night Titans or a pay-per-view event of their choosing. Quick thoughts on that, having Star Wars back, and it, of course, being digital because of where everyone is at, obviously. What are we thinking?
I don't
mean,
care
I'm-
as long as I get my Star Wars.
I mean,
Fair.
I mean, from speaking from like a fan standpoint, I'm very happy that we're getting Star Wars back.
Mhm.
And I know people are like, I can see why people are like, well, why don't they just put it on Titans? It's because I'm gonna say probably 98% of the Star Wars matches are gonna be digital. And
Mhm.
having a digital match with the current format that is Titans would
Yeah.
just not work. It just wouldn't work. So
I'd say
And that's because
everything.
of the people being not in California.
exactly, yeah.
I'd say everything but title matches for Star Wars will be digital. I think the titles will be in person.
I think titles will
all
be
the
in
titles,
person.
yeah. And they'll
As
probably
long
have
as
like
they're
what
not-
3 of them, probably somewhere around there.
Yeah, probably. But I'm glad it's back. I'm intrigued to see how it, because I know for a fact I had a bunch of my friends who only watched the Star Wars matches. So I'm kind of interested to see how many people will sign up for the Patreon because Star Wars matches are going to be on there. So hopefully it all works out. I'm glad that the Star Wars
Agreed.
competitors are going to have matches again.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of like the 2 or 3 that were like teased about, they're actually going to
Yeah.
be getting matches.
Do we have? They didn't say like how many months, did they?
Well, if it's every other week, it's essentially 2 a month as well.
Oh, they said every other week. Oh,
It's
I
every
didn't
other
catch
week,
that part. Okay.
Which it's give them time to record, which is why they're probably doing that.
But-
Um,
Those are my thoughts from a fan standpoint. I don't know from a Star Wars competitor standpoint. So
Can you bring up Gordon's? Gordon saying, "Why can't the matches be available to everyone?" I'm assuming because of what exactly Jill said. They don't.
it
want
wouldn't
digi-
fit. It wouldn't fit
They
with
don't
the
want-
Titans format. It
They
just
don't
That
want
the
and-
would work.
digital on.
yeah, that and I also I do agree. I think this has been said somewhere, but it's a great perk for a Patreon tier. It is.
Yeah.
If you need to revamp the Schmoedown Patreon, which I'm sure they've been thinking about for a little while, and add some things to it, as much as we love the Star Wars division, and I want it out there publicly and every week if I can have it, but it really is a great Patreon tier. It's only on 12 movies. And I know there's a million questions you can ask, but out of the 4 divisions, it's the one that you can probably film the least because they're only on those 12 movies.
Mhm.
So it is a good addition to the Patreon for people who have it. So
I will
I know that
say-
it does suck, but it does make sense.
I will say I do think they should release like maybe like a small handful to the public, because otherwise, how are people gonna know? Unless you're already involved in the Schmoedown, how are like just random people,
Mhm.
just browsing YouTube know that these Star Wars matches are available? So I do think that they should, from like a advertising standpoint, air quotes, that they should probably put out like a small handful for the general public, just so people are aware that they exist, and then in that match say, want to see more, join our Patreon, kind of thing. But
I would be
I
very
absolutely
curious.
agree with you, Jill.
yeah, because
Yeah.
otherwise, how are people, unless you're already watching the Schmoedown, how are like just casual fans gonna know? So
They're
would
gonna
be-
they're gonna hear us talk about it because we're gonna watch them, but unfortunately for them, they're gonna have it spoiled without actually watching it.
Yeah.
They're
They'll
more than
probably
likely.
put out a highlight reel or something.
I was just gonna
like
say
that.
a previously on, which is what they've been doing for Titans. That's probably what they'll do.
I would be very curious how popular the Patreon would be if they did Inner Geekdom and Star Wars only Patreon.
people would have a conniption.
Yeah.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
But I'm just very curious because
They would never do that.
I know. But like, I mean, how many
People would drop
IG
their-
matches have we had so far?
People would
Probably
drop their
4, I would
patronage
say.
just as like a protest that those matches are only on Patreon. Like that would
Mhm.
just be a hot mess.
Yeah, I don't know. From a competitor standpoint, I am a little bit sad that it's not going to be available to everyone. That it's only Patreon
Mhm.
exclusive content. But and part of that is because I know how hard all of the Star Wars competitors work to study. Yes, it's only a couple of movies, but the level of studying that you have to do to keep up with the competitors that are in the league right now is
Crazy.
insane.
Yeah, you just want them to be seen because you put so much work into them.
Exactly.
To do that much work for something that's not available to the general public, what's the point? Like,
Yeah.
it's helping the Schmoedown, sure, but what about us?
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's still gonna be great. Like, I'm still really excited and looking forward to the Schmoedown Star Wars division and what it has to offer everyone. But I'll be
now that it's
interested to
private,
see.
you could during the show.
Okay, Brian.
Don't twist my arm.
Hey,
Okay.
that's never stopped Sean.
Sean's
very
debut
first match.
was with
His very
something.
first match. I'll never forget that.
Never stopped him.
Yeah.
Just quickly before we move on, Ryan did have a question. I know we covered it, but will you guys be discussing these matches? Yes, we will
Yes.
be.
Unless we're
even
told
though-
we can't.
Yeah,
Why
even
wouldn't
though
we
they are
want to?
Patreon only, we won't be doing reactions to them because they're exclusive to a certain number of people, obviously. But we will be discussing them.
We'll have
on
all the
on
tea.
show.
Don't worry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
We'll bring the tea.
And I want to pull up Curtis's
Yeah.
too because we actually did touch on
Oh,
this.
sorry.
No, you're good. Go ahead. Would you be allowed to do Star Wars match reactions since it's behind the paywall? We couldn't do. Like, we've kind of talked about doing it where, like, we show a timestamp, but, like, not the actual, like, we kind of have discussed
Like our
it,
watch-alongs.
like our similar to our watch-alongs.
Not
where
on
it's-
screen,
yeah.
but it's just us four. Yeah.
So we would give you like a 3, 2, 1 go for syncing up our video to the Patreon Star Wars match video.
Yeah.
But we'll see if that actually happens. We have talked about it, but it might just be too difficult where we just don't even bother.
Yeah. So there will be more on that as it gets closer. It's it's actually like 2 weeks away now that I think about it. But anyway, all right.
Tim Sim super chat too.
Yeah. Final thing before we head out and do the reaction for the final cutscene. There is Tim Sim with the super chat. Thank you, Tim, as always. So far, reaction has been mixed over Star Wars returning with digital matches behind the Patreon wall. Some said, why not use Twitch? And how will we cover it without giving digital spoilers away?
I mean, it's similar to talking about the pay-per-view. When the pay-per-view you have to purchase, and we all still talk about pay-per-views. So I don't see how this is any different.
It's not at all. Now that you make that point, I didn't even think about that. That's a great point.
I don't think it's no different than us talking about a pay-per-view event the Sunday after it airs. So unless we're given specific word not to, which Harloff, if you're listening and we're not allowed to, please tell us now so we don't get in trouble later. Then obviously we're going to talk about it because we are a Schmoedown after show, and those are Schmoedown matches. And they're not exhibition matches; those are canon Schmoedown matches. So we'll be discussing.
Yeah,
them.
if this one comes out here swinging and just destroys someone, she's not going to sit here going, Yeah, I had a fun time.
Yeah,
it was super chill. No worries.
Really fun.
Yeah.
Like, we're not gonna be like, this was the question asked. This person got it right. We're not gonna do like a full-on play-by-play.
I will
but-
come out asking for Thomas's belt, like today.
All right, let's get to this reaction so we can we can talk about the other match and then free for all. We do want to watch this final cutscenes from Friday night pay-per-view or Friday Night Titans, excuse me, not pay-per-view.
None of us
I
have
don't know
seen
what
it.
it is. I haven't seen it, haven't been told what it is. We're
I
gonna check
skipped
it
all
out.
these on the Uber ride home, you guys. I don't know what is this.
And then we'll discuss this and the main event match from Friday as well. So here we go.
Drop. So get on that. Check out the Schmoedown Patreon today.
As I skip ahead.
Is Rarloff and our heart.
Look at those handsome boys.
There you go.
Handsome men's.
Oh,
Oh, are they in the weight room right now?
look at that.
What's wrong? What's going on?
They are not dressed for weightlifting.
When you brought me back to do one thing. Win matches. I'm not doing that. What use am I if I can't do the one thing you need me to do?
Baby chance.
And
No.
it just sucks. And I feel like a massive letdown. right
No,
now.
Chance. Absolutely not. You don't get to say that because you have never let me down. Ever. Think of all the things that you've accomplished since you joined this league. Think of all the championships that you've won. You just had a singles title shot just last season. Okay? You were doing amazing things. You have not let me down. You're not letting yourself down. You're not letting corruption down. Okay? You're not done. You're far from done.
We love you, Chance.
I don't ever want to hear that out of your mouth again. And I mean it.
Hey guys.
Hey.
Oh, hi, Mike.
I feel like Mike would work out with something like that.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
We do have some things to talk about. Shazam presented us with some stipulations here. If we want to play this title match, it's ours for the taking. We can take it. But I think people are going to think we're pretty crazy if we do. I'm not going to make that call. I can tell Harloff no. I can tell him yes. But I need you guys to decide if this is worth it for you. Is this what you want to do? Do you want to go out there and give it one more shot for a title reign?
You know, we've always said, we say after every match, you don't play it back and if I went this, if I did this, if I chose this. But that match sticks with me because there are 4 times where we had that match. Missing on
collision
questions that we
match?
both knew the answer to or either we had written down
That
or
match was an
changed.
all-timer.
That match was
So
ours. They had to
good.
play the best they've ever played to beat us. And we didn't play the best we've ever played. I've always said that. I always say, no one, everyone's seen you at your best. They've seen me at my best. They've never seen the two of us at our best. Let's go out there, you and I, playing our best, and beat them and take
Let's
those
go.
belts
Oh,
back.
baby.
Let's go, corruption.
Oh, baby. Oh.
Yeah. Beach.
There's nothing I want more
Shut
than
up,
to go into
Brian.
that ring with you and take their belts.
Let's go.
All right, let's do it.
We're doing it.
Let's go,
Are you
corruption.
sure?
Yay.
You guys want this. This is what you want to do.
Yes.
Yep.
All right, then. I'll go call Harloff.
Let's go.
I want to see that guy with those lights on him, sweating and just dripping, knowing that we're going to beat him and taking down the time to that match.
Well,
is
you're
over.
not,
And we
Mike.
Get off there. And
You're not gonna beat
Just
him.
got beat by the best. You and
Absolutely not.
Yeah, let's take it to him.
Let's go, corruption.
Hell yeah.
Let's go, corruption.
Yeah.
Justice
Cute,
for deception. Let's
the
go.
boys are back in town. song.
The boys are back in town.
So
Boys
I
are
guess
back in
that
town.
means that that is going to be the main event this upcoming week. I don't know officially, but it kind of feels that way.
Go.
Oh wait, this is the
gonna
end of
be
the month. Is
so
it a
good.
pay-per-view match?
No, the free for all is this
No
weekend,
free for
which
all
we'll be
is.
talking about.
Oh.
That is the pay per view. So we'll be talking about that here in just a little bit. And Selvin is 100% right when he says corruption taking a fat L. Yes,
No.
sir, they are.
Oh,
Yes, sir.
And
wow.
Nick is wrong because Jill, thoughts on losing 2 corruption teams this season?
Let's
Not
go.
gonna happen. Not
Let's
gonna happen.
go. I
are gonna
love
get-
this chat
They are
right
gonna
now.
get revenge
Love
for
this chat right
deception,
now.
not being a team. Corruption is going to be your new team's
Y'all
champion.
are being savage out here. Just straight out the gate.
God.
Oh man.
That
Corruption is
emotional
getting-
cutscene that we just watched, and y'all are just like, nah.
Corruption is getting those belts. Mike is gonna
Yes,
be
they
double
are.
belted. It's gonna be
Yeah. Give us Mikey 3 belts. Remember that time? That was
Mikey
a fun time.
3 belts, baby, and we're starting the season. Let's go. Let's do
So,
it.
okay, real quick, just to cover Ryan's comment, I've gotten conflicting messages. Is there Titans this week because of the pay-per-view? Yes, Titans on
There is
Friday.
Titans on
Free for all
Friday.
is on Saturday. The free for all, I believe, is at noon on Saturday. It drops.
Correct.
So we get
Noon
that all
Eastern.
Friday, Saturday, and we'll be covering it all next week. So we get everything. And then Tim Sims super chat here again. Thank you, Tim. Convenient that there's only this team's title match in the next Titans before free for all. Enough time for a certain prime time moment to happen. Ooh. He only does have 24 hours after Friday.
Let's just leave him a little window.
Like
Little prime time window.
the smallest of windows.
The
This is
smallest of
and
windows.
we've heard nothing.
It's been a
We
full
have-
year and there's not been a lick
We have
of
not
news.
heard a peep
Yeah.
from
Yeah.
Paulo
Nuts.
Yama.
Interesting.
Nothing.
Very interesting.
And I would like to hear Pete because he has my favorite theme song.
All right. Well, we'll get to that next week. I'm sure there will be a lot of stuff to cover next week, but I do want to talk about this appointment versus top dogs match quickly before we talk about some free for all stuff. Look, it's been well known out there. Mr. Irwin himself has switched sides. He's now a heel. He has teamed up with one Nick Harley and Roxy Stryer, and he has a new teammate, and he takes on the top dogs of Adam Gertler and Eric Zipper. And this was surprisingly a really good match. It was. Top dogs ends up hitting their 5, making the appointment answer a bunch of questions. Both look great. Obviously, the appointment looked a little bit better, being that they do have Irwin on their team. We talked about it. You'll see the reaction. Actually, there's a reaction. It'll be coming out on Tuesday. And Brian made a great point of, if you have Irwin, it's like you're going to trade Aaron Rodgers to a crappy team. You're still going to have Aaron Rodgers. Like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. So they're going to be good either way. But Molly, since you weren't on the reaction with us, what did you think of this match?
I mean, this was a great match. I was so excited to see Zipper come back on.
Yay!
He was on my fantasy team last season. And so him coming back, I was just like, yes. But then he came back with a teammate that I was like, I don't know. Had some questionable thoughts about them as a team, but they did really well. Both teams did really well. I still don't know how I feel about Irwin and this like bad boy thing that he's got going on. It doesn't sit well with me. I don't know about it. What do you guys think?
He seems like a cocky boss, is what he seems.
Well, they're going for the big boss producer. Like that's
Yeah.
what that's what
with
they're
his literal secretary.
with his literal secretary, who
Yes.
I'm waiting for this to be like taking names and like, do you have an appointment with Mr. Irwin, sir?
Well, we heard that only about 17 times.
So I don't know if you guys saw this or not, but Nick Harley was on Let's Get Ready this week, and he left the interview because they kept calling him Ethan. They kept saying Ethan, and he left the interview.
Oh,
Yeah.
Whose fault was that
talking-
though?
Like
Like,
talking for him?
I don't know what would happen. I just saw a clip that was posted on Twitter. I haven't gone back and watched the show, but he legit left the interview.
I mean, I'd leave the interview too if people kept calling me the wrong name.
Well, no, not calling Nick Ethan, calling Ethan.
Oh, and
Not
not,
calling-
Mr. Irwin?
Not calling him Mr. Irwin.
oh, okay.
I know. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
Not even calling Nick. It's calling Ethan by Ethan.
Brian Wood. That is exactly what it is.
Smithers and Mr. Burns.
The
Wait, who?
Simpsons.
Oh.
The Simpsons. It's Mr. Irwin and Nick Hurley are.
So
Mr.
Mr.
Burns is
Irwin
Smithers.
would be the guy from The
Smithers.
Simpsons that goes, excellent.
Oh, Mr. Burns.
And then
Mr. Burns.
Mr. Smithers is like the guy that's always like doing everything for him.
Oh my god.
That makes perfect sense, actually.
Yeah.
Love it. Love it.
I mean, either way, they're a good team, but the whole secretary to big boss thing might get a little. Like Jill said it on.
Listen.
I'll save it for the reaction. Actually,
Listen, if you throw Janine and database at them right now, I'm
taking the
100%
system.
Oh yeah.
Taking the system.
Yep.
Fact.
Fact.
I don't know if I want to say if I wasn't impressed, but
I was impressed.
I don't know. I think I might have expected almost perfect from them, but I don't know. They did miss. I think they missed more than a couple.
They missed
right?
their second rounder, and then Zipper and Gertler missed the steal. And I think that was the only one that they missed. They both missed.
They didn't go perfect first round.
No, they both missed question 2, the Trial of Chicago 7 question that almost everyone missed except for Zipper.
Yeah,
I got it right.
Yeah,
well.
yeah, but yeah, they both.
If I'm getting it right,
Yeah, but did you get all the other questions right, Brian?
That's not the point. The fact that I got it right and they didn't.
But did you get all the other ones right?
But yeah, I mean, I would be very excited to see a appointment for system matchup. I think that'd be awesome. I know that we want to see it maybe later on where they start teasing it and it's kind of set up to be something fun and bigger down the line, like maybe like a collision matchup or something. But I think it's only a matter of time that we see Janine and Ethan face off. Janine against Roxy, like the whole thing.
I will say this. I think, okay, so rewind to what I just said about I expected them to be perfect. I think I more expected them to crush Zipper.
That's what Leo just said. It wasn't a squash match like as people feared.
But they almost did.
Yeah.
They almost TK'd.
They almost did. But they
just
didn't.
Almost.
But that wasn't the fault of.
When was the last time we saw Gertler play?
FCL.
I mean, both teams broke 30 points. That's
Yeah,
definitely.
That's pretty good.
yeah. But
I don't know.
Oh my
I
god,
just
Alex
think
is yelling. I gotta.
we can't hear it.
I can't
okay,
hear
good.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
What are you playing now?
I don't know.
Lego
He
Star
hasn't-
Wars.
Alex hasn't been contacted by the stars in a while, so he's just off on his own. I don't know what he's doing.
Well, because they're too busy with this.
Yeah, I got more important things, I guess.
Apparently,
We couldn't book an appointment with them.
Alex got to book an appointment with his own faction. Apparently,
Yeah. All right. Well, any final thoughts on this match before we move on to some free for all stuff?
I liked Erwin and Harley. Like I was impressed by them.
You liked who?
Erwin and Harley.
Mr. Irwin.
Mr. I didn't call him Ethan. Don't give me attitude.
Apparently,
Mr.
you have to call-
Secretary?
I think the
Perfect.
Mr. really matters.
I think it's every time you have to say the whole
Irwin.
thing.
Well, I'm gonna call him Erwin just to piss him off then. Fight me. Mr. Irwin. I did enjoy them as a team. I was impressed by them, and Zipper needs a break, man. Zipper, I feel so. Someone said in the chat he's 0-7 in his last 7
now
matches.
0-7 in his last couple. That's brutal. That's between 3 different divisions because he played IG. Was it last year? I think it was last year.
He's always been in IG.
Yeah.
I think.
I feel that.
Let him play Flickinger or something for a round. Like just one.
I think that guy's long gone, bud.
Just let him get the point.
A win. He just needs a dub.
Well, I think we talked about it last year, but put Zipper and Wit in a match so one of them gets a win.
So one of them gets a win.
So one of them gets a win.
That's why we've talked about it before. A losers bracket.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the only way we're gonna make this happen for some people. Wink, wink.
Yeah. See, Harrison's on the same page.
Yeah.
There you go.
There you go.
Harrison gets it.
Oh, Selvin, that is genius. Put Zipper against Brandon Hanna with a nice Brandon Hanna and Zipper just as he always is. Perfect.
Aww.
Entertaining enough for me.
And both Gordon and Leo both said it. They said that Gertler's last Schmoedown match was DC moving to his first team action.
Season 5.
Okay, so that's what I was alluding.
We did a reaction to that.
Yeah, I thought it was something a while ago. So that's kind of where I was thinking. My thought process was Gertler's been out of this game for 3 years.
Years, yeah.
Zipper is not doing as hot as I don't know anyone else to compare 0-7 to. Sorry. Yeah, as wait. So like to me, when I'm looking at someone that hasn't played for 3 years and someone that's on kind of like a not great streak, I expected like a pretty solid smashing, and they didn't. So it was just kind of surprising to me. I expected like pretty much the floor to be wiped.
Yeah.
So
oh, that's fair. That's fair. And that's now we know why it was the main card. So
yeah.
It was a great match. It was definitely a great doubleheader of team matches. It was a lot of fun. Okay, let's go ahead and talk a little free for all because the Schmoedown's first big event is happening this weekend. 12 o'clock Pacific on Saturday. We will see 40 people compete for the title of free for all.
They
5.
said we will announce the number, so it might be different.
They're announcing the numbers.
Mhm.
No. Their numbers of people coming in is what they're talking about, Brian.
Oh,
Yeah,
I was like, what's the
40
point?
people confirmed.
I'm like, what's the point
Yeah.
of free for all if they announce everybody coming in?
Yeah.
Like,
40 numbers is confirmed. They're talking
Got
about the numbers of people walking in. Yeah, and they'll probably announce a couple. Because I'm sure
they
there's
probably
gonna
announced
be
the first 5. Is they 5 on the
no,
screen?
they'll probably just announce like
They do. I think they do some random ones because they like to keep it a secret. Because especially this year, because the rules are so much more free than they have been the last 2 years. It literally anyone could show up. Like it's not where as the last 2 years, and I know that we had this a flirt and flouse thing show up, but it was 99% of people inside
Alex
the league
was
who
this
were on the
close
team.
from being
Yeah.
So
at this
tried
point,
a little harder.
anyone can show up, anyone can participate. We have 40 competitors taking part in it. It's my favorite Schmoedown event personally.
Me too.
And it has been for a very, very long time. Just maybe some names that you would love to see show up from any division. Maybe people from past who aren't competing now. Some surprises. Maybe you have a random pick for who you think might win. What are
I
we
gotta
thinking
say,
here?
Harrison C in the chat, absolutely. I hear that
that's
in
free
the
for all.
Free for all.
That's all I hear every time I hear that. So yes.
I want to see Blunden back in.
I think he'll be there.
I would.
Because yeah.
Oh wait, is it in person?
We know that it's in person.
Ah, crap.
We know that it's in person, so that might rule that out. That might, and he may have made a secret trip to the U.S. States. I don't know, but
I'm gonna go.
Made a trip out for spectacular, so you made one out for free for all.
I'm gonna go out on a limb, being that just off of past of how this has been running, that gold leader might be in it.
I think that's a fair bet. I think it's a fair bet.
I mean,
see, I feel like free for all is one of those times where I'm like, yeah, okay, I'm sure it's going to be great that it's all live and in person, but what if they kept it digital and then you could have so many other people potentially in it?
See, that is my one thing. I like spectacular is just so crazy in person. You have a crowd, you have tons of people to cheer on, boo, whatever. Those ones I absolutely understand doing in person. Like that makes total sense. Free for all is just kind of a hot mess in general, just the way it is.
What?
But in the hot mess in the best way, just of how like there's constantly people coming in, dropping. Someone just came in for one round that you thought was going to win the whole thing, and they're out the next question.
Brian, did you watch Free for All 3 when Bibbs went the entire time?
Yes.
Have they always been live and in person?
Well, the first two were in studio.
Minus the quarantine one.
The first two were in a studio. Free for All 3 was at the actual, I don't know what theater that was in LA.
It was the same theater we had spectacular at.
Oh, it was the Globe.
It was the Globe.
And then they were supposed to go there back again, but then that's the event that got canceled, the infamous James White situation where he had literally flew in.
He landed.
When it landed.
Yep.
For me personally, it's in person or bust for free for all.
I think so too.
It's the entrances of not knowing
split here.
It is the entrances of not knowing who's walking through that curtain. And one of the best reasons why is not just the live event of Free for All 3, but I specifically remember in Free for All, I want to say 2 maybe, that Andrew Guy came in with Dan Murrell's theme music.
Yeah.
And you can't get that in digital.
No.
You can't. Free for all for me is in person or bust. Like there's just no way I loved last year's Free for all. I thought it was great.
Yeah.
It's okay, Molly. You and I are on the same.
But I
we're
do
split this way.
So I do agree with Molly, where you could have gotten obviously you could have gotten a lot more people if it was digital, because you could have gotten the people, you know, who couldn't travel. But like it's one of those things where I think it, and I don't want to sound like the people that are like digital sucks, because I loved the digital era, so don't come after me. But big events like this, it's just having it live is just so much more energetic. And it's just, you know, you get that like, and when it's all just 40 people in their own little, you know, digital screen,
Question.
it's not as like, you know, but
the last in-person one, was there an audience?
Yes,
Yeah,
but they were at the Globe Theater.
Okay.
It's the
I wasn't sure if it was just like at the Globe and they just
No, they had an
yeah.
audience.
If you watch the first round, it was a murder's row.
It was insane.
Bibbs came out first.
No, I remember it. I just couldn't remember.
Rachel Cushing came out with both belts on her shoulder. It was
yeah.
It was incredible. Kevin Smets was there. Like that was where Brennan had his coming out party.
That's where Brendan became.
Yeah, like it was legit. And I do want to make sure that I mean everyone's saying it in the chat. I loved last year's free for all.
I did too.
We recorded our reaction. It's on the channel.
Honestly,
you can go back
last
and watch
year's
it.
was my favorite of the
like
three
watching
that I've
Paul
watched.
beat Bateman in the duo, and then Jen Kemp almost winning.
Yeah,
and like she was so close. Like I loved it, but for me, like there's nothing. I will always remember that free for all 3. Like it was one of my favorite events.
Here's the thing. I think last year's, because it's digital, last year's free for all is the last free for all we're gonna see those kinds of competitors.
Yeah,
for sure.
Being able to play against each other.
Yeah, like exactly like a Blunden or like Alex. Like you know.
Well, I mean, he might have flown out. We don't know.
Unless Alex is flying out and y'all didn't freaking tell me, I'm gonna be so Molly Damon.
I mean,
if I see Alex, on
maybe Molly
all,
flew out and competed.
I will literally.
She did miss a show a couple weeks ago. We don't know.
I will be so pissed if you guys were here and said nothing.
I can't say anything to that stuff, but
listen.
Here's my thing. All the Friday Night Titans stuff, all that stuff is great and I'm loving it, but it's all going to the people who can go to California and be there in studio and do that stuff. Give free for all, you know, give everyone else a chance for free for all. Like that's what free for all is about.
What if
giving everyone a free chance at everything?
What if they were to do a free for all specifically for not local competitors? Like what if we had 2 free for alls?
I think you'd have a bigger variety in that one than.
Well, yeah. I mean, obviously, because you're gonna get more players, but like,
I think like it would maybe hurt the other ones.
I think if you're not gonna do a live studio, like a live audience, like a ticketed
like
show for free for all, even if it is live in studio, like you should let people compete digitally still, unless it's a ticketed live event that people can go to and enjoy live.
I agree.
As for why Alex hasn't been around, I don't know. I don't know what he does. I don't know.
Molly is Andrew Garfielding us. I love that.
I wish I could say yes or no
that.
to that. I cannot.
Real quick before we continue on, I want to bring up Tim Sims super chat. Thank you, Tim, as always.
Thank you, Tim.
I'm not the only one surprised that we are getting another pay-per-view this fall, am I? Is it the long speculated Survivor Series Schmoedown match? Maybe. Your guess is as good as mine, I guess.
Survivor Series?
It's a wrestling pay-per-view.
Yeah, it's essentially the last man standing, right?
Well, that's what
that's free
the
for
Royal
all.
Rumble. That's free for all.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know that in the Schmoedown verse, people have been talking Survivor Series for years. So
I have no idea what that is.
It's a wrestling pay-per-view.
All right, real quick.
We were talking about actual Survivor, like.
Love that show. I can talk Survivor all day long.
Like put Schmoedown people on an island.
It's traditionally 4v4, 5v5.
I know how to start a fire, and Alex can tie knots. So
Molly, if If they came
Come
at
at
you
me.
and said, like, we're going to put 15 of you on an island for Survivor, Schmoedown people, would you actually do it?
Yes.
I'd do it.
I would do that in a heartbeat.
I'd
oh
do
my
it.
God, yeah. I would do
Sign
that.
me
I
up.
watch Survivor every week. I literally watched it last night. I was catching up.
You know, because I only need 12 movies. They all need all their other movies. You know what? I got those movies memorized.
Fair.
Oh my God. I know Alex would probably do it. Mr. Boy, he's a Boy
Oh,
Scout. So
He's
he's like,
Mr. Eagle Scout.
Eagle
you know.
Scout, excuse me. I could just see him and Thomas.
Oh
like,
my God.
Oh,
And
God.
Trying
Gold
to
Leader.
Eagle
And
Scout
Gold Leader.
each other
Yes.
out. Yeah.
Yes. I could just see it.
Wow.
Well, who's not as better? Yeah.
And then
Oh.
you and Laura over here, like, these nerds. Like,
Yeah. We'll burn all
Curtis.
their stuff down. We'll burn it all down.
oh my God.
We should do that eventually. We should do it obviously wouldn't be Survivor, but a POV camping trip and we record ourselves trying to make fire and stuff.
Oh,
my
God.
God, yes.
That
and,
would be
Alex is just watching us in the back, just like, oh my God.
We should legit plan. That would be fun. That would be
Well,
Selvin, I'm not
still
even.
need to- No, we still need to plan our freaking Tahoe or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's
good
true.
call. Well, I mean, we
We got
could
a lot
do
of
that in
trips to
Tahoe,
plan.
technically.
We have a lot of
Yeah.
trips.
Selvin, me being picky food, I'm not surviving. I'm not even going to the airport to watch them leave. Like, I'm not getting
like,
anywhere
nah.
near that island. Absolutely
No,
not.
that's the test. Can we keep Brian alive with just
Keep Brian alive. He's dying. He's
Can
dying
anyone
on
make
the
chicken
ground.
nuggets
He's
from
dying.
scratch?
He's like- and we're like, Brian,
Wow.
all we could
Wow.
find were these onions.
With my luck, it would be like a natural vegetable island where it's just like onions and all this crap. I'd be like,
What
no.
if it's like those onions from
We're
Holes,
out.
where they're like really sweet and delicious.
Island nuggets.
Island nuggets. Some good old
We
island.
breaded it in sand.
Onions
It's
all
like,
day,
no.
every day.
Hey, every day.
all day.
Hashtag thanks, Rachel. Hashtag keep Brian alive.
God.
Farrell, say you could say that question for the Q&A and MTS Ultimate.
MTS. Oh God, that show made me
Oh my
so angry.
Oh man. Oof. Anyway,
I need to
anyway.
watch that.
Back to free fall. Back to free fall. Couple questions to kind of, or maybe just one question to kind of wrap up this talk. It's kind of a two-parter. Is there a surprise person you expect to see that maybe we haven't seen in a long time from a different division, or maybe someone who hasn't competed? And who do you think has a really, really good chance at actually winning, outlasting the competition?
I mean, I think everyone is always, when it
Bibbs.
comes to free for all, everyone's gonna say Bibbs.
Bibbs.
You know, like,
And you know what's funny? He's never
I would
won
not.
one.
and he's never won.
won
But
one.
like, I think now is his time because like
and he's been
like-
MVP like 3 times. I
because
think.
he's like, I feel like he's even though he's never won, I feel like he's like the GOAT of like free for all.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm honestly the database. Like that guy was.
I would not put it past. No, 100%.
I was thoroughly impressed with him this last match. Or Janine.
I
would love
was
to
going
see
to say Janine.
I would love to see her win a free for all.
Yeah, it would be really cool. I would love, like, I would die if we did have like an Alex Damon moment where someone comes in at number 40,
please,
and just out of complete left field
Yeah.
wins the entire thing.
Yeah.
Like
That would be amazing.
like freaking Smets walks in as an IG player.
I see Smets competing personally. I see
I see
I
Smets
do too.
competing.
I see him and Chandra both playing.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go out on a limb, and I know that she has said publicly no. I'll say that we might get an appearance from one Rachel Cushing.
Ooh.
I had that thought in the back of my mind too, but I was like, I don't want to put that out there because I don't want to get my hopes up.
I'm just
Right?
gonna. I know. I'm just gonna put it out on a limb. I'm gonna say maybe Rachel Cushing.
I mean, oh my
No,
god.
Nerd Chronic, Eric, no.
Gold leader number
Gold-
40.
No. Please, God, no.
Honestly,
I would love.
Gold leader waltzes in, and just the way the questions are written, the last 3 questions are Star Wars questions, and he just wins the free for all.
I think he would have a good shot.
I think he would.
I do
Yeah,
too. If he's number 40, I would be
Yep.
like, oh crap.
Because Alex will tell you, like, because the last free for all, technically, the Flirtenflaus got added into the mix after
Yeah.
he did, and he was like, what? What is this? What is this? So
Yep.
he obviously wants a rematch.
I would love to see like Brandon Hanna come in as the Hornet.
I don't
just,
want to
like,
see Brandon Hanna anywhere.
Number
near
40, and he
baseball.
wins. He's like, "Oh, buzz, great." Like,
Buzz, buzz.
like,
Buzz buzz. Buzz
that
buzz.
would crack me up. Who else? I had another name. Oh crap, I forgot. It was someone like with the shtick like Brandon.
I don't want Brandon Hanna
I
anywhere near
can't
the
think of it.
baseball.
I mean,
lost it.
obviously, look, there's 40 competitors. We haven't seen 40 competitors yet this year.
No.
There's going to be a lot of surprises.
I want to see
Makuga.
Video Drew come in and win the whole.
Yes,
yeah.
Video Drew. Yes, Video Drew.
Oh,
She is-
Makuga too. I
It's
mean,
Makuga.
past due for her to win something big like that, and I
Video
think she could
Drew.
do it.
Yes.
I think she could do it.
Jill, are you competing?
No.
We're not going to even pretend. Just no.
Interesting.
I mean, maybe I showed up on the same flight as Alex because I flew from Orange County to LA because traffic is terrible, man. Sometimes I just gotta fly up there. You never.
Amaru's down. Like, yes.
I know.
I could see. What about Rue? What about maybe a
Ooh.
Rue appearance?
A Rue appearance would be fun.
That would be a lot of fun.
That'd be fun.
Rad.
Imagine
Okay.
I stroll on in, answer some movie trivia questions. I
No,
win
Brian
the.
Warren.
I'm number 40, guys.
That'd be incredible.
People would be
Uh,
too starstruck to know what happened to them by the time you came in.
God, no, it would be more like, what the hell is she doing here?
But meanwhile, the chat has never blown up like it has when Jill.
Oh, they chat would
Mhm.
go insane, but like everyone else would just be like,
Legit question.
yes.
Sam Levine.
I mean,
has
if
to
he-
What
be.
happens?
He
What
has
happens?
to
Well,
be.
what happens if he like? Do you think he has one of the best shots to win though?
if
Yeah,
he's
but-
playing like he's been playing, where he's not missing a question,
Yeah.
then yes. Like he's up
Ryan,
there.
I'm with
He's
you.
up
I
there
do
for me
want to
with
see
Viv.
Jader too.
Jader would be really cool.
I would
too.
love to see Jader.
I don't know that he will be in it.
Cuba Levine.
Yeah.
Because he has the title already.
Because he has, yeah. I mean, obviously, we'd love to see him in it, and he would do very well. But maybe they're like, he's too good. Keep him out of
Not
it.
allowed.
It
Not allowed
honestly,
to play.
it would be interesting if they had a rule that no teams or singles champions could compete. It
Or they
would
put him
be
in-
very interesting.
Yeah, or they put him in really early, and they're like, "Good luck, sucker."
He's like number 1, number 2.
They should.
Yeah,
They should
yeah.
put the champions down at the bottom.
I
Yeah.
think that should be a rule. I think if you have a current belt, you should be in the first or second.
Yeah.
Like you should be in the first 10.
Mhm.
Makes sense.
I think that should be a rule.
I mean, it seems like it always works out that way anyway.
yeah.
Like
Yeah,
Merle
funny
was
how that
always
happens,
very early.
right. Gordon says in the chat, Merle was champ when he won. So
But I'm interested in where. Oh, when he beat Bibbs, yeah, he came in late that year too.
yeah, he was
Yeah,
late.
he came in a little late that year. Yeah.
Can you imagine if Zipper comes in at 40 and then like wins it after going 0-7? He's just like, oh,
Let's
sweet.
go, Zip. Let's go.
You're like, "Oh my
Yes.
god, did I win?" What?
Yeah,
I
this
would
is great.
love that. I would love that.
Me too.
I mean,
Okay.
it's an event that it really is anybody's ball game. It all depends on the questions, right?
Yeah.
It's not about rounds; they're just general straight whiteboard questions.
Yeah. They can ask about anything. They've asked
Yeah.
Star Wars questions and free for alls before, so like anything can be asked.
I love the idea of just anybody being able to win this.
It's
Yeah.
a super cool event. It's yeah.
Love free for all.
Yep.
Should
Brian,
be
were you saying something?
No. Just
Oh, I thought you were saying something.
about Zipper.
All right. Well, I think
I will say, okay, sorry. Barbarian, if he's near the end, I just popped in my head. If Barbarian's at the end, I'd be nervous. Because this
I
is
would
where
be
he shines,
too.
because he's like, he can play in all 4 divisions.
Yeah.
for sure.
Someone like that, anyone that could play the 4 divisions, even if it's Star Wars slightly, and they're near the end, this is where I would be nervous.
Maybe this is where Adam Collins picks back up his work.
Reunite deception. Reunite deception.
Could you imagine a final 2 between Adam and Marisol?
I can't
my
imagine
God.
it because I would love for that to happen.
That'd be crazy.
Reunite deception.
That'd be crazy.
I would love nothing more than to see Bateman do this and get a Star Wars question.
Ah, yes.
On his giant whiteboard.
On his
Yeah.
giant whiteboard. I hope if he is playing that he took my advice and he brought one of those like school size on the wheels that he just wheels out with him and he writes on that.
I wouldn't put it past him.
I
would
wouldn't
not put it
either.
past him. All right, everyone. Well, that'll wrap up everything Schmoedown this week for POV. All free for all Friday Night Titans. If you missed out at the beginning, we had the great Jeannine the Machine on the show to start the evening off. That was fantastic. We got into the FNT matches from this past weekend and then previewed next week's first official pay-per-view event. Big pay-per-view event, that is, the Free For All 5. So, yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. We greatly appreciate all the views, everyone hanging out with us, talking as we communicate our craziness on screen. I'll let the crew plug anything that they'd like to before we head out. Jill, why don't you kick us off?
Yeah, you can find me on Twitter and Instagram, Jilly Marie, 2 Y's, 2 E's. You can also catch Brian and I tomorrow over on Amaru's channel for One Gotta Stay. I believe that's at 4:30.
I'm dropping hot.
Oh, I am
takes on
too.
that.
I am too. I am too. So it's Harry Potter. So One Gotta Stay Harry Potter. It's like me, Brian, Marisol. We got
Parker.
like
Bancroft.
we've got a lot of people who have a lot of opinions and a lot of thoughts. So it's gonna be a really fun one on the Bite Size Breakdown YouTube channel, 7:30 Eastern. Thank you, Rue. I appreciate you. And sometimes, as you saw this weekend, you can catch me doing post interviews for your favorite Schmoedown matches. Make sure to watch till the end because a lot of people put in a lot of hard work for this show, and we want credit where credit is due. So tune in for everything. You'll miss out on stuff.
And Brian.
Yeah. Jill said it just a second ago on Bite Size Breakdown YouTube's channel tomorrow, 4:30 PST. Apocalypse movies. I feel like I know what we're doing. I don't know.
The show is kind of.
Oh yeah, that's right. And then is that it? Oh, Instagram and Twitter at B Valsino. I was like, I did it so backwards. I don't know why. Okay, I am done.
Molly.
At Molly Demon on Twitter, at Molly Mander on Instagram. Like Daryl said in the chat, you can find me and Alex playing Lego Star Wars. Not tomorrow. Tuesday. Tomorrow's Monday. Tuesday, we're going to be playing episode 9, so like the last bit of the story, I guess. And then we'll do free play after that. But honestly, episode 9 is the most important part because that's where Dark Ray lives. And yeah, that's all that matters to me.
Lives in there.
Yes, as Selvin mentioned, our watch along on the Patreon is tomorrow, and I can officially say that the winner by an overwhelming victory.
I'm surprised it was so
shockingly overwhelming.
In our Disney Channel original movie month for our watch along is Smart House.
Yay!
Smart House won. It was Molly's choice, and she's never actually seen it.
Never seen Smart House.
I don't know what it's about.
It's about a smart house, Molly. It's about a smart house.
I'm ready.
It's funny because I haven't seen very many of them, and that's like one of the 5 I've seen.
So tomorrow
I've
6
only
o'clock.
seen the Halloween Town. That's the
Halloween
literally
Town.
the only Disney original
That's
movie
it?
I've seen. That's
Girl, you gotta you gotta broaden your horizons.
So tomorrow, 6 o'clock.
Doing it. We're
Pacific,
watching Smart House
We'll be
tomorrow.
watching Smart House with our patrons. And Selvin, just to answer your question, I was Brink, Brian was Johnny Tsunami, and
I've never seen that one.
Jill was Motocrossed.
It was Motocross.
And then Molly was Smart House.
What was the one that we were like fighting?
Luck of the Irish.
Luck of the Irish.
That was the one
the
I
5th
wanted, but
one,
I went for.
I mean, nothing stood a chance against Smart House, apparently.
Apparently.
So.
I thought if I would have put money down, I would have thought Brink would have.
I
Yeah, man.
Brink
It's
too.
Smart House. Apparently, it's the absolute crusher. So we'll be doing
Andy,
that tomorrow evening.
They all looked trash. Yeah.
They are.
Yeah.
I mean, they're
It's a Disney Channel original movie. It's like a VHS movie, essentially.
It's a
Yes.
nostalgia trip. Is
Yeah.
really
These
what it
movies were
is.
made for like $25,000, and like
Yeah.
that's it.
It's
I
great. It's gonna
cannot
be so
wait.
much fun. And Katie Siegel's in it. Like
Yeah, Katie Siegel's in it. She's the
great.
smart
She's
house.
great.
She's great.
But yeah, so that'll be tomorrow.
So
And of course, we do all kinds of cool things on our Patreon. The Q&A, which will be coming up for May. We had bar
Y'all got a little
trivia.
teaser about how those go and happy hour last night.
We have bar trivia, which last month's bar trivia was an absolute knockout.
Dude.
The Disney animated was so much fun. So yeah, check that out.
I'm done talking crap on.
Yeah, 4 points.
Yeah.
And 9.
I'm gonna
it
get all
right.
the Hercules points. Okay.
You can even hear
but-
me sing if you listen quietly enough.
Yes, you can. That recording actually goes up this week, so everybody can check that out. But yeah, myself at Qui-Gon Jake on Twitter, 2N. Someone else took it before I did. Apocalypse Movies. Now it might be on a little bit of a break again this week for certain specific reasons. And then POV. We have a reaction releasing on Tuesday for The Appointment versus Top Dog. So you can check that out there. There'll be more coming as well.
None of us had seen it, so it was
Mm-mm.
an
Yeah.
actual real
It was
reaction.
a true reaction.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. So that'll be out on Tuesday. And then, you'll catch us back here next week after all the craziness that happens with Schmoedown this upcoming week. So, as always, everyone, thank you so much for watching. We hope you guys have a great rest of your week, and we will catch you guys next time.